My name is Oscar Mercer. I struggled with cocaine for 30 years of my life. When I was in addiction, I was hopeless. I felt like there's no way out. I had given up, and my brother found me in the challenge.
My name's Stephen Mercer, and I'm Oscar's brother. It seemed hopeless, and I remember Oscar coming and staying with us for a few short months, and after him messing up quite a few times, we had to take him back to my hometown, and it's one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I remember driving back home that night, and I was broken. I wept for a 45-minute drive, and I just felt in my heart like I had taken him back to the lion's den, and that I had failed him.
While in addiction, before coming to Men's Challenge, I was just a bad son. I stole, I lied. There was nothing I could do to add up that was any good. It was just, I seemed like life was over, and I had no strength to fight. I wanted to do right, but I couldn't do right. It's just like I had given up.
Almost a year to the day that we brought Oscar to Men's Challenge, we had fasted and prayed and sought the Lord, not only for Oscar, but several of our family members in addiction. And I remember Oscar calling me on Monday at work, and he said, "I'm ready to go." He said, "I'll go today if you can find me someone." And I immediately called my wife, and we had researched many places, and we had never saw Men's Adult Teen Challenge until this time. And I remember watching one of the testimonies of Preacher Mike on the website, and I think we knew then that this is the place for Oscar.
Well, he called me on a Monday. I happened to be home from work that day working, and so I just started Googling, and the first place that came up was the Adult Men's Teen Challenge. And I had a set list of things I was looking for. I knew it needed to be Christ-centered, and amongst some other things, I knew he didn't need a cell phone while he was there, a couple things. And so I called, and I was so impressed with the way the program ran. I mean, just incredibly impressed. I had called so many places, and I was like, this is the one. And so that was a Monday, and by Thursday, we had him up here.
We're headed up to Franklin. Got about an hour and a half to go. Got Mad Max McGee, you back there with me?
I entered December the 31st of 2020. That day I gave my life to Jesus. I have not been the same since. I'm here today with my daughter, Nikki Mercer. And when you're in addiction, your family's in addiction.
I remember when my daddy was in addiction, it was horrible. He was broken. We were broken. I was embraced. I never thought that. I always thought that's how it was going to be. Like, it was never going to change. That he was going to be like that forever. And it's good now. I'm able to enjoy Father's Day, Christmas, holidays, birthdays with him sober. Because I've never been able to do that.
I'm glad to say today that my daughter, her daddy's clean. She had never seen her daddy, but only in addiction. The last 4 years and a half, I've been drug free. And that means something to me to know that I don't have to bow my head. I can hold my head up high because I've been redeemed, set free, and that is gone. I love you.
I love you too, Daddy.
Hi, I'm Deanna. I'm Oscar's wife. I remember the first time I saw Oscar. I'd started attending the Franklin Church of God, and I remember the Men's Challenge came to do a service, and Oscar gave his testimony, and it just really stood out to me because he was so broken, because he had almost killed his dad by accident during a time of his addiction when he was having a really tough time with what was going on in his life.
I remember meeting Miss Deanna at the church.
Hold on, Oscar. I got to explain that a little bit. I was Deanna's pastor at the time, and Oscar started attending church there after he graduated from Men's Challenge. And Oscar sat on the other side of the church from where Deanna sat. But I noticed after church, Oscar would get up and he'd make a beeline over to where she sat. And then I noticed as time went by, he sat on the same pew as Deanna. And then I noticed the distance between them started getting shorter and shorter with each passing month. And I told my wife, I said, you watch, mark my word, there's going to come a day here soon. Oscar's going to come knocking, tapping me on my shoulder, wanting to meet with me. And sure enough, it wasn't too much longer. And you come tapping me out of, Pastor, I need to talk to you. And that was what it was about. And I was privileged to be able to unite Oscar and Deanna in marriage. And man, you found a good one there, didn't you?
Praise God.
The main thing that stood out to me about Oscar from the beginning was that he loved his family very deeply, and he loved his dad very much, and it tore him up that he had almost done what he did. But ever since Oscar got saved, I have just, since we've been married, I know Oscar is a good man. I know his heart is very deep in how he feels about the Lord, and his heart is to minister and help other people just like him to overcome their addiction. He's committed all the time to trying to help other men that he sees, even out on the street or anywhere we go. He wants to try to help them, try to come here to straighten out their life and find a way to help them change their heart and change where they're at, get off the drugs or whatever it is they're struggling with.
I love you, Miss Deanna. I really do.
love you, Oscar, with all of my
You're
heart.
a blessing to me.
You're a blessing to me.
Men's Challenge saved my life. By coming here, they taught me how to have a genuine relationship with God. They taught me that I needed more God than just Sundays and Wednesdays, that I needed my own personal relationship with Jesus. Since the day, December the 1st of 2020, God turned my life around. I was born again. Hey, the best thing I ever did was come into Franklin, North Carolina, 336 Living Hope Way, where I started my relationship with Jesus.